I'm so sorry. I know how much you liked her.
Not just me, the whole school, the team. Maria was popular. Everyone liked her.
It was a regular car wreck, yes? I don't want to think about it.
Suicide? Honestly, I don't know. How can anyone ever know? She wasn't the type. Not at all. But under the circumstances, her sister meant everything to Maria. Raised her. The shock, the unbelievable grief of losing her sister. A dark highway back from Des Moines? I can't say for sure, but I'm not going to think it.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have even raised the question.
It's okay. People are going to wonder.
Well, what do we know about the sister? I saw her around town, but except for her job at the hardware store, I think she pretty much kept to herself.
She's Teresa Hernandez, lived with Maria in Broadview Apartments. When ICE came into town last week, they arrested her, along with two others, I think, two guys. They worked at Hampton Farms.
Well, was she legal?
Oh, how would I know? People didn't think so much about that until recently. Teresa Hernandez came here with her mother about 20 years ago. Teresa was a kid, maybe 10 years old. The mother had a husband for a while, and Maria was born. She was born here. Then her mom died of cancer, and Teresa raised Maria. So Maria was definitely a U.S. citizen. Teresa, maybe not. We'll know more about Teresa's death soon, or maybe not so soon. The detention center will release a statement after their investigation. So Maria drove to Des Moines to see Teresa. The visit was scheduled. When she arrived, she was told to wait. She waited. Then hours later, she was told Teresa was dead.
Well, what then?
No one can say exactly. Maria didn't call anyone in Monroe, not as far as we know. Everything I told you I heard from Lenny Harmon with the Times Courier. He was able to talk to the public information officer at the detention center. He asked a lot of questions. What we know about the accident is from the state police. Maria ran off the road. No indications of alcohol or drugs. Maria never did drugs or alcohol.
So it was probably a regular accident.
Yeah, if it's regular when the person who was your entire family is arrested, they say detained, and she's dead 4 days later. And you've had a brutal day, and it's late in the evening, and you're driving home by yourself, and your whole world collapsed around you.
I'm so sorry.
She was such a great kid, a young woman and a good hurdler. She did the 100-meter and the 300-meter. She was the best at the 300. Best in the school. Best we've had since I've been coaching.
Well, I'm brokenhearted, and I know how much worse it is for you.
The girls have gone crazy.
What do you mean?
None of them will take Maria's spot in the 300 hurdles in the regionals. With Maria gone, we're actually expected to add a substitute hurdler.
Well, I get that. They're loyal to her.
Yeah, I get it too, but it's weirder. Susie Harrison told the team that Maria's alive.
What?
Yeah, she just said it right in the locker room before practice. Then she locked her arms together and set her face hard, and like it was an absolute fact, and nobody had better argued with her. Susie's a quiet kid. She never does anything surprising. And then Hester Armbruster joined in. Hester's a science nerd, and she's a little strange in general, looks strange, acts strange, not the kind of kid we usually see in sports. So Hester starts talking about string theory, entanglement, dark matter, alternative universes. She said there may be infinite universes out there that mirror ours, but not quite. Hester says that for all we know, Maria is alive and ready to run the 300 hurdles.
She didn't mean alive like she's gonna show up at school?
No, but alive in that alternative universe Hester was talking about. Well, no one really understood anything Hester was saying, but there was a kind of power, mystery to it. Each kid in their own way bought into it.
Maybe it's a way to deal with the shock and the grief. Not the worst way, I guess.
I guess. Then Betty Johnson spoke up. You
Oh.
know her, super
Yeah.
Christian, like her parents. She said she agreed with Hester.
Hmm.
First time they've agreed on anything. Betty said stuff about faith and living with Jesus and angels. Normally, kids don't take Betty too seriously, but it was all building up. So no one on the team is going to run the 300 hurdles.
Oh.
They told me, absolutely insisted, that Maria was going to run it, just as planned. That Maria would be there in lane 3.
Like how?
They made it really clear to me, really clear. I'm supposed to go along with this idea. They want me to do everything just like Maria is our 300 hurdler.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I'll ask Dr. Phillips. She can decide. Or else kick it up to the superintendent. It's a guy named Levy.
Yeah.
He just came on board last summer. No one knows him too well.
I say, let Maria run the 300 hurdles, right in lane 3. I swear to God, I'll shout, "Go Monroe! Go Maria!"
I'm not sure you're being helpful, dear. What would that look like?
I don't care what it looks like. I'm betting that there's nothing in the rules that specifically says a student needs to be alive to compete in a track event.
You're definitely not being helpful, Bill. This is the real world.
Honey, Hester Armbruster may be a little bit right. The real world may not be as real as we think, or it's real in a different way.
Well, Dr. Phillips won't touch this. Neither will Levy. Levy says he's too new to make this kind of decision. They're basically kicking it back to me. If I submit an eligibility certificate and an entry for Maria, they're not going to say anything. Maria's story has gone all through the school, through the town, and the whole tri-counties.
What about the coaches from the other school districts? This is regionals. That's the whole southeastern part of the state.
No one from another school district has said anything so far. It's kind of hard for them to complain. Like, what about? It's just less competition in the event. Remember, Maria was fast. She damn well might have won.
Well, someone could object in principle.
What principle?
I don't know.
Doesn't seem like anyone wants to get in the way. Church people are good with it. MAGA people are feeling defensive about Maria's sister dying in custody. Still no answers about that. Maybe the MAGA people think they sort of owe something to Maria. Or some of them like that the track meet is shifting away from it, attention away from it. Teresa's arrest to Maria, who just died in a car accident, that's kind of okay. There are a lot of secular people who just go nuts if we did a public prayer to remember her, but an invisible hurdler in lane 3 isn't setting them off, believe it or not. The new superintendent, Levy, it turns out is a Jew, so I guess the situation doesn't bother Jews.
Remember, folks, Hathaway Tires always gives you a great deal. We're back now. This is Fred Wilson covering sports for KELR Radio, your locally owned, local music, news, and events AM radio station. This afternoon, we're in Burlington, where Monroe High School is competing in the Southeast Regional Track and Field Meet. I want to thank everyone in Burlington for making us KELR folks feel right at home, even if we do root for Monroe. Now it's time for the women's 300 hurdles. As many of you know, there's been some unusual goings on surrounding this event. Coaches, local officials, students at Monroe High actually the whole tri-counties and maybe beyond have heard about it. The young ladies are stepping out onto the track. They're taking their positions. There are 8 lanes on the track, but lane 3 is empty. The roster says that the runner is Maria Hernandez. Clearly, there is no one in lane 3. This is too complicated for me to explain here, and not enough time before the starting gun. Ask your friends and neighbors, best to hear it from them. The girls are into the starting blocks. The starter is ready with his pistol. Won't be but a few moments now. And now comes the starting sequence. On your mark, set, but the girls haven't moved. No one is moving a muscle. I don't get this. A young man has just stepped out by the edge of the track. I don't know who he is or what he is doing. The girls seem to know him. He has his own starting gun. This is very unusual. I'm not sure what's happening. The girls are braced. On your mark, set. It's a clean start. The officials are letting the girls run their race. The runners are reaching the first hurdle, but it's going to be about an extra 10 seconds added to everyone's official time. Except perhaps for Maria Hernandez in lane 3. As far as I know, she ran at the first starting shot. The rest of the girls honored her with a 10-second lead. With that lead, she can't possibly not have won. So, this is Fred Wilson at KELR, Tri-Counties Radio, and I am telling everyone within the range of our signal that Maria Hernandez is the winner of the 300-meter hurdles at the 2026 Southeastern Regional Track and Field Meet. There, I've said it. No one's going to make me unsay it. Now, the runners are reaching the last hurdle, and first across the finish line is Nancy Whitcoff from Fairfield High School. Second is...
So, what does it all mean?
Not sure. I'm still confused.
No harm done, I guess. I don't think you're in any kind of trouble.
Means that Maria won the 300 hurdles in the regionals. It'll go into the records that way and up on the internet unless someone wants to challenge it.
It could be taken to court. I'm sure of it, Vivian.
I think there's general consensus not to do that. I think everyone from MAGA Christian scientists, maybe even atheists, there's just a bit of spirituality in almost everyone. It all started with Susie Harrison. Something just got into her head, and maybe it was the right thing, what we all needed.
Viv, I've read some stuff about string theory, entrainment, entanglement, dark matter, alternative universes. Hester's idea about Maria being alive in an alternative universe is definitely a stretch. But no scientist is going to say for sure that Hester is wrong. Modern physics is extremely strange. A particle 7 billion light years away from us can decide to change the direction of its spin. And another particle on Earth says, okay, I'm good with that. I'll change my spin too.
Okay, I guess that's no harder to believe than Maria running in lane 3.
You know that display case outside the gymnasium?
Sure.
You have the key. You put the stuff up there?
Well, I decide about the part of the case that's devoted to women's track. It's a big display case.
I think it should show that Maria was the winner of the 2026 women's 300-meter hurdles.
Well, they didn't give us a trophy.
Easy enough to have one made. How about Maria's photo, date of birth, date of death, and year of graduation? That would be next June. and a photo of the start of the 300 hurdles. Someone's got to have it, with a caption pointing to the empty lane, Maria Hernandez in lane 3.
Yeah, might get me fired for psychological instability.
There have been other things could have done that. No, I don't think anyone's going to object. Every administrator signed off one way or another that Maria competed in the regionals. It's like a general agreement to depart from reality. Crazy, but it is an agreement.
Hey, I'm glad we departed from reality. The pain from her death and her sister's death at ICE is very, very real. We need to get to the truth about Teresa Hernandez and ICE. Somehow this total agreement about Maria's 300 hurdles makes the pain much easier to bear.
Oh, Vivian, I hope to God that there is another universe out there where Maria is going off to college next year.
And Teresa's helping her sister carry her things into the dorm.
Maybe, just maybe, that universe is out there.
Yes.
Ah.